Hey everyone, it's Woody here, and welcome back to WoodYaTalk, the place where we sit down and talk about the JRPL. I'm joined by my co-host, the GM himself, Bomber. How are you doing? How you doing, GM?
Oh, I am doing good. It's good to be the GM. It's good. I'm here. I'm ready to ruffle a couple feathers. I'm ready to go.
Alright. We also have the former Canadian champion. He's one half of the Outsiders. It's Scott. How you doing today?
Just rubbing that one in.
Man.
Took it away from
At least
me.
you got called a former champ. I didn't get called a former champ. That was a long time ago, though, I guess. So
That's true. That was the thing there.
When did you lose your title? Was it Elimination Chamber?
Elimination Chamber. Yeah, back in what? March or February, whenever Elimination Chamber was.
Almost like the kayfabe idea where it's like we had to get corporate backing in, so Bomber's on the podcast or something like that. But
Yep, I'm looking at February 25th is when I lost the belt. Yep, the UV Ultraviolet. But what's up? I'm ready to do this, guys. I'm ready.
Let's talk about the. We have like this big feud going on with what is it? The Ultraviolent Alliance and the Global Solution.
no, that's you guys. And for the record, I keep calling it the Ultraviolet Alliance. And for some reason, my brain always says that for ultraviolet. With ultraviolet, the UVA, and you got the solution now, the global solution. For those listening in, those are the two major factions forming in a massive war between the owner, Bomber's side, and pretty much his rival from day one, who was been going through craziness and had a war of his own with Woody, and they're at each other's throats.
Yeah,
as one does. So, and for the record, this show is not all like it's all in character. No, it's not. But
yeah, we'll do some trash talking stuff, but we'll also talk just the bare bones. And right now, as it stands, the Ultraviolent Alliance has 11 members in it right now, and the Global Solution, you guys only have 9. And I did announce that we have our 12th member that is going to be showing up at Brooklyn, Takeover Brooklyn. So we're outnumbering you guys, and you're gonna get lost in the dust there if you don't catch up.
They have had some help from a couple outsiders.
Oh Jesus!
Not official joined, but definitely not on your side, Bomber. So that makes it even more interesting. Because why would I side with the guy who took my title? That's the difference.
That's true.
Anyway,
I don't know.
I mean, never count out the solution.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys. I'm glad you came up with this name a long time ago when you had you had the awesome hooded motherfuckers, and you had the Japanese. And how glorious is it that Bionic Knee is now a part of the Ultraviolent Alliance, which is great.
It just tugs on my heartstrings.
Yeah. So just really quick, I'm going to run it down for those of you that are listening that don't know who's a part of the Alliance. It's Bomber, Jut9, Bastion, Legit Boss 2K, World Champion, by the way. The One True King, Nate Myers, Redhead 12, Jonathan C.T. Martin, Junction, Tino, Bionic Knee, and the Top Lock Champion, Victory Green. So yeah.
In there you've got your UVC, which was yourself and your two guys.
Yeah, you got the UVC, you got a couple of...
That expanded to the UVA, the Alliance. You've got, like I said, the World Champ, the
Top Lock Champ, yeah.
The Top Lock Champ, the Blissful Enigmas. Is their group still that, or did it expand? I'm a little lost on the exact nature of Redhead's group.
They actually...
I know Imperium was a thing with Boss as well.
Yes. See, here's the thing with the Alliance. It's funny, as soon as we formed, we did have a couple issues, because... XIVILI got kicked out of Imperium, so Imperium is shrunk down to just Legit Boss 2K and Nate Myers.
Right.
And Redhead, the Blissful Enigmas, Redhead's group, they lost Adinex when Solutions asshole John decided to throw him off a balcony and break several bones. So we lost him as well. So we lost 2 people in our alliance right away. So
there were casualties as the war was starting. And technically, even before that, because Crimson Cyborg was like one of the first ones who got assaulted by all this.
We won't talk about Crimson Cyborg.
Yeah, in my eye. We don't talk about that shit though.
There's history.
Yeah. I mean,
so that's that stuff. But then Woody, at your side, you've got the Global Solution.
Yeah.
Which is the solution with more.
Yeah. You got AK that just joined. You got Woody. Here, I'll run by the list real quick just so the names are thrown out there. Woody, AK, John, the Warden, Beer Me Jesus, Spring Tigers, GMSG, Green Machine, and Hiroshin Moses. Now, Woody, I'm just going to say, my man, your lineup is looking a little weak compared to my lineup. How you feeling about that?
Whoa.
Let's be fair. You've got the Canadian champion there. You've got tag champions. Hey, he beat us, all right? We got to give him credit on that, Bomber. He did beat both of us.
You did.
He also beat you WrestleMania, took your GM.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, now it would have won. Well, I mean, we had a tie because you interfered. But anyway, you got the tag champs on that side. You've got former world champ John, two-time world champ, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
And like these titles have been around for a year, but there's only like 2 or 3 reigns on these, so they stick around a long time. That's good for some of this stuff. The Road Warrior champion's not involved, if I'm not correct.
If you're correct, yes, and yes, he is.
If I am correct, he's not involved.
Currently, yes, he's not involved. Yeah.
And I saw what Banksy isn't. He's the Royal Rumble winner. He's not involved. Technically, Lee and myself, the outsiders, we're like in this war, like in the middle of it, seeing crap going around. We're like, oh, all right, well, that's Bomber. Get him. So there's interesting stuff on that where they came to our aid, we came to their aid. I mean, we might stand next to you, but don't look away. So, but you are low staffed on your side, Woody, with your guys. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. First of all, how do you feel about the strength of your lineup of you guys, the global solution?
Well, you have two of the best tag teams right now in the ever so little tag division. I mean, you have the Solution, you have HMF, and
What about my boys Jut and Bastion though?
I mean, when's the last time they won a tag match?
What? Oh my God! They beat the Outsiders.
They literally beat the Outsiders at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, at Extreme Rules, and what almost was match of the night, by the way. Yeah, close. It was really close.
It's gonna happen. I've yet to get match of the night. I bring it up every time.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
Both teams scored over 100 points. So it was pretty impressive. But
yeah,
I don't know, my boys. Don't be discrediting my boys. Come on now.
Didn't they make it to the finals of the tag tournament?
Yes, they did. Where they lost to Awesome Hooded Motherfuckers. But and that again. What were you gonna say? They were squashed
in a rather decisive victory too.
Yes. Look, I don't want to say my boys choke, but whenever the title's on the line, they don't really come through 100%. But getting up to those titles, they are unstoppable. I think they may be I think they're undefeated in non-title matches, tag team, that is. I'm pretty sure. I think so. So
they are a serious threat. They're a serious threat compared to us because the Outsiders are pretty much the top team that's not the Solution. Like, statistically, you can go look at it.
Yeah.
And your boys have our number. Like, there's something going on with that. It's not good. So that's definitely something in their favor.
Yeah. But I will.
And you can't forget. I was going to say, you can't forget Team No Chance, who are the Money in the Bank tag people as well right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're out there as well.
They're on the outside, and you know what? They were a part of the alliance, but JD basically said no and fuck that, and took them out. So. They're just going to miss out on the Ultraviolent Alliance winning this big giant war that's about to take place. That is taking place, I should say.
It's taking place. There's no about. It's taking place.
Do you think them leaving hurt you, or do you think you gained a lot of better people when they did leave?
I do think that obviously I think it does hurt us a little bit because they had 4 solid members who show up to every single show. Not saying that the Blissful Enigmas don't, because basically it was kind of a swap. But as soon as we did get the Blissful Enigmas, I really like Redhead. I really like Adinex. I like Junction and Jonathan C.T. Martin. For some reason, they just can't win as a tag team, but they're solid. Period. But man, losing Adinex too is a big loss. I was really big on him, and I think that sucks that he's gone. But we'll make do. I do think that us losing Team No Chance, though, is a little bit of a blow. But you know what? We can recover. It's fine. We can recover from that. And I was a little disheartened when they said, you know what? Fuck you guys. We don't want to be a part of that. But again, what can you do? What can you do?
I can relate.
Yeah. I wish them the best of their future endeavors. That's pretty much what's going to happen.
But, so with the new member that you're adding, do you think you'll add any more after that, or is that going to be on the hush hush?
I mean, when we get this new person, we're going to be sitting at 12 members strong. I really don't think we have any real weak points on the team. And this new person coming in, I'm going to tell you right now, they're definitely not going to be the weakest person on the team. I'll give you a little heads up on that. Not going to tip off.
Who do you think is the weakest person?
Honestly, as weird as it sounds right now, the way shit's going, I'm pretty goddamn weak. I have been sucking since I lost my title at Elimination Chamber. No joke.
Man, I'm with you. 'Cause I talk a lot of talk, but I haven't won since, I think, the Greatest Rumble. I've lost 5 or 6 in a row, and that's my worst streak. I'm on my worst run right now.
I think I'm on my worst run right now, too. I did win at Extreme Rules, which was a miracle because it was a 4-way death match, which is crazy. But, I've had a pretty rough run of things since Elimination Chamber, so hopefully I can turn things around. But I would say I'm probably the weakest, be 100% honest, out of the group there. But no, our new member, they're going to be solid, and they are not going to be our weakest link. I promise you that, because they're going to be good. Their jaws are going to be on the floor when they see and hear who it is. So
no, let's flip that question, Woody. Do you have any more coming on your side? Do you feel?
Ooh, we might have like 1 or 2. I don't want to spoil that, but I think if we do, I think it's just going to bolster our incredibly well-rounded roster of people that are in our faction already.
Okay.
Because we have HMF, we have Solution, we have Hero, who's in the TOD as well with me and Bomber.
Yeah, I'm out here.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. That's actually one of my favorite things of all the factions that came out was Japanese splitting and one on either side. I don't know why, but I was like, just cut this team in half. That was kind of a cool thing that happened in that. It was kind of weird.
Oh yeah, really natural too. The way Victory Green. I don't know. As far as character goes, I just saw him just turning heel, and we needed more big heels in the JRPL. So, and he's been rock solid. So
yeah, and that goes to something else too, because like Warden has been talking about it in the Discord. Not even the character stuff, but like he said it's awkward being a face, and Lee and I have not changed what we do. And yet we went from just, kind of the faces that'll go out there. I almost picture like the Bulldogs back in the day. Like, we'll get it done. Maybe not all the time, but we'll be there. And then we got fed up with you and put you through a table. And then we're like, no, we're evil, vile pricks. But it's the classic Bret Hart style. We're loved in Canada. Yeah. And then this stuff happened where we jumped out. And I said this before, but it was like watching Raw in the 90s. Where suddenly, like, the outsiders come out of the crowd, and the crowd's going nuts, and this war's happening, you're screaming from top of the ramp, and it seemed perfect. Like, what are they doing here? Oh, my God! Like, that kind of moment. And yet, you don't know where they stand. Oh, Attitude Era. And that's just fun stuff that's been happening. Yeah. So to see some of the characters going through, like, what side are we on? I'm damn near, like, the Solution's getting cheered in Canada, but when Woody goes and US's it up...
I'll just say it will be interesting to see what happens at SummerSlam, which is coming up, which is going to be obviously one of our biggest shows of the year. So I'm sure things will happen.
We got your boys there.
Oh yeah. It's going to be a slaughter.
It's a death match too. Yeah, I think that's my first death match.
I know it's history. It's the first ever tag team death match. So
yeah. Oh, then it probably is.
Crazy.
I've not had a single one then. So
Yep.
Speaking of this whole war, I got a question. Do you think, like, after such a big war, do you think it's going to be hard to create storylines?
I right now, honestly, not sure where we go after the war. I know the climax is going to be at Survivor Series, which is in November, and we're only going to have 2 more shows after that for 2018. One's a main show with TLC, one's a house show with Final Battle. But I don't really know. Like I said, I don't have anything planned yet. I'm more of a plan as we go kind of deal. And the Royal Rumble is going to be right there the very next month. So I think we're going to have that 1 month buffer in December where you're not going to see a whole lot of, you're just going to see kind of the fallout of the war. And then I'm sure come the Royal Rumble, you're going to get a whole new set of like storylines, feuds kind of developed from the Royal Rumble, which is, you know, normal for the Royal Rumble. That's how it usually goes. So,
and the beauty of this is it is based on like actual predictions. Like you can write what you want, but you can't write that Woody's always going to win something. Because if Woody gets on a losing streak, that actually feeds in the idea of, well, he needs to win, get him on this opponent or this. It's actually kind of cool how things actually play out. Like where am I at? I'm pretty much at a desperation point with me, my character, because of all the losses, all the stuff, the title gone, the letting down Toronto. It's a bad place. We couldn't have written that. We didn't. We literally, I gave you 3 scenarios for outcomes.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the best thing to do, yeah.
Well, the coolest thing was, though, we didn't use any of those. Now I'm like, well, now what do I do? That's even worse. Like, in my whole little thing, it was like, I said this last time, Woody, on our pilot, but it was, if I'm taken out, cool, I won't have to deal with it. Or if I win, yeah, I'm the winner. But the line I had was, you let me live. It's a fate worse than death. I got to see you talk about all this, and Woody parading around. Like, the worst scenario is me sitting here realizing it. Oh, that's awesome. Now what do I do? I got to win a freaking death match? Oh, God. Like, we couldn't have planned that. We didn't plan that. It's awesome.
As far as
much as it's professional wrestling stories, there's still actual outcomes that we don't know.
And you know, when planning the stories and stuff, which it definitely obviously gets wrecked from time to time with the way shit goes, because obviously you can't predict the outcome. You can't. You don't know who's going to win 100%. So I tried a lot of times. I guess stuff and I try to lead stuff a certain way, and I just like hope stuff happens. But if it doesn't, I just call it audible. That's why a lot of the people, when they come to me, and I'll use Legit Boss for an example here. This is most recent. Now, Legit Boss came to me when she was in. By the way, I'm going to refer to people in kayfabe for he, she. Legit Boss. Legit Boss is a male, but in the world it's Sasha Banks, so I will say she. Just heads up for everybody. But Legit Boss came to me and said, "Hey, I'm in the Tournament of Death. I'm now the world champion. This is right after she won the world title. What is the plan for it? What if I make it to the finals of Tournament of Death? Am I going to defend my world title? Is it going to be in the Tournament of Death? Is it going to be this?" And I'm like, well, let's see what happens. Like, I don't want to plan stuff because I don't know. You may lose the first round, and we don't have to worry about that. You see what I'm saying? That's not me hoping or wishing anything happen. I just, when I am planning the stories out, I don't want to plan all of these grand things like a huge list of what's going to happen over here, and then right away it just get completely like shit canned and thrown out. So when I am writing these stories or planning the stories, I kind of just go off of the results and who wins what and kind of develop it as the show goes, if that makes any sense. So that's also why after this war, I mean, we'll see where it goes, because I will say this, there is going to be stuff on the line for this war. It's not just going to be, oh, okay, they won, it's over. There is, at Survivor Series, there's going to be stuff on the line that I obviously haven't announced yet or anything, but one side is going to get benefit. I don't know if benefit's the right word, but they're going to basically get a, I don't know if you want to just use prize for layman terms, but they will get a prize while the other team will not, and we'll see where that goes and how it develops there. But there will be something for the winning side of this war, I'll say that.
Kind of like Woody versus Bomber at Mania, but probably not as big.
Yeah, it won't be, it ain't going to be as big as that, I promise you that. But yes, there will be something along those lines as far as the winner gets something, yes. Yeah, so we'll actually kind of see how it goes as far as the stories go.
And speaking of stories, how long did you know that you wanted to do HMF and Solution at SummerSlam with that stipulation?
Oh, they can't team again for the rest of the year? That was a... I'm looking at the tag team division. We had Finn Ash drop out. We had Japanese drop out. Like, over this course of, like, 3 months, we had teams form and then disappear. Like,
Yeah,
the tag team
decimated.
Disappeared.
The division got slaughtered.
The division got fucked up. And as far as the top teams in the division, we've always had, obviously, the Solution. We've had AHMF. We've had the Outsiders. And we've most recently got one of the more elite teams, I guess you'd say, the UVC.
Consistent.
Ultraviolent Connection.
I won't argue that. No,
so, right now, those are the top 4 teams. But we have Outsiders doing their thing with the UVC, and there's no clear number 1 contenders. There's nobody that's really up there in the front, and we've had this big history with Awesome Hooded Motherfuckers. We had the history with the Solution between the two, and I said, you know what, we're gonna have one last big hoorah, and I know they don't want to keep fighting each other. I know that, and I don't want them to either. So that's why, bottom line, I was like, we gotta end something where this is like their last match. For a while, anyway. Not ever, obviously, but... and storyline-wise, I was like, well, they're on the same side, so what the hell... How can this make sense? So I just thought it would make sense if Bomber said, you know what, I'm going to try to break up your group within, and we're going to have your 2 best tag teams face each other, and the losing team can't tag for the rest of the year, which means, obviously, they're going to try to kill each other to not lose, basically. So... I just try to spin it around to Bomber trying to get inside their head, pretty much.
It makes sense. Like,
but it was on the spot.
It's a McMahon type situation where you punish the good guys and you benefit, kind of thing. My question for that, though, it's Bear Me and Warden.
Yep.
It applies to those 2 or Solution?
It applies to those 2. They can still be in like 6-man tags. They can do 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-5. But they will not be able to team up 2-on-2 or 2-on-2, 2-on-2. But yeah,
it is of course a tag title match, right?
Yes, it is for the tag team titles. Yeah.
So here's a question. So you have no chance sitting behind with the briefcases.
Yes.
They could cash in during this match and cause both of those teams to eat a loss.
Oh no.
Yes. Yes, they could. Actually, Warden talked about that in Discord. He was, or was it Beer Me? It might have been Beer Me. One of them was talking about, they're like, they better not come in there and fuck this up. And I was like, I mean, we'll see. I obviously am not in control of anything they do.
Who knows? Yeah, that's incredible.
They could, or they could wait for another time. It's totally up to them. They have a whole year to decide whenever they want to cash in.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to have to wait and see what they do. But yes, it is possible. It is possible.
It is. And if they do it, then that's going to be another chunk of the tag division.
Okay.
And
okay, yeah, there you go. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, 2 of the biggest tag teams gone. But right now, that's why I'm trying to build up the tag team division, get more teams going and getting thrown into the mix. So,
I think I was gutted the most whenever Finn Ash was gone, because that's a team I put together, and they were doing really, really good. Like, they almost won Money in the Bank, and they would have, too.
Yeah, Ash would have won if he didn't duplicate his picks, actually. Yeah, that was that would have been nice, but Finn messaged me on Twitter and said, you know what, I'm turning on Ash. I was like, oh, you guys just got started. It's kind of the same thing that happened with Tom Popplestone. They just got started. They were only, 3 matches, I think, as a team. And they were okay. I think they were 1-1-1 or 2-1 or something. I don't know what they were, but they weren't doing bad. And I think Cam was the one that came to me and said, hey, I'm turning on Tom. I was like, all right, let's do it. So, yeah, and the other team you created, the tag team, they got dropped. They dropped out too with Tagaby heading out. So,
Speaking of Tagaby, like he's gone now, right? Like he's gone.
Yeah, Tagaby said he was just getting burnt out. I mean, there's a couple guys actually. I mean, the same thing. That's why Adonex was wrote off too. Because he messaged me and said, hey, look, or actually, it may have been Redhead, messaged me and said that Adonex is getting burnt out and he's going to be, the original plan was Adonex was going to be leaving after SummerSlam, but apparently, I guess the process sped up and he left after Extreme Rules. So, yeah, so it's rough, man. It's rough. That's the things that you can't control, and you just have to make with what you got, make do with what you got.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, even with Jeremy and Warden, like, you know, if they get split up, you got like other people waiting. You can do AK and John, AK and Warden, Woody, Warden, Jeremy. It's just like you have a lot that you could do there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there are a lot of other mixes that you can do, especially if they lose. If Jeremy and Warden do lose, they won't be able to team up again. And you might, if you guys want to keep a team in your group, you can shift things around and, you know, form new teams with what you got. I know you were saying you had interest in you and AK being a team. I think you said that.
I think I said I would be okay if we teamed up from time to time, but
Okay.
you know, obviously I'm still on my singles run and everything.
Yeah.
But if Warden and Jeremy were to lose, you know, I'd definitely team up with Jeremy because I know Warden wants to go on his whole single run.
Oh, I know that. Yes. Yeah. Every single chance he gets, he's like, "Well, where's my title match?" And I'm like, "Hey, we'll get you in there eventually, but you got to tag team titles right now."
He really wants that Road Warrior title.
I know, it's crazy. But right now, Cam's got that shit on lockdown. I don't know if I want to face Cam right now. So
And he's taking it to the TOD as well.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. I mean, we didn't know what was gonna happen with that belt. That's the crazy thing with the Road Warrior title. It's defended every single show, so yeah, you can't really predict where it goes. It's on its own. But yeah, he's been very impressive right now. He's beat everybody in 5-man matches, 4-man matches, just straight multiple singles matches. I would not have predicted him to do what he's doing, and he is blowing everybody away with it. So congrats to him. He's doing really good. He is,
and our triple threat match, you know, with me, you, and Hero, that's basically a glorified #1 contender match for that title as well.
It is, yeah, when you think about it. It sure is. Because the winner of our match will face the winner of their match. Man, if Cam wins again, that'll be I don't think he's won a triple threat yet, but he's won a single, he's won 4-way and a 5-way. If he wins now a 3-way, he's like hit I was going to say the Grand Slam, but that's 5. He's going to be unstoppable, hard to beat. But he's got a tough match. He's got Cross, who's been doing good. And he's got, who else is in that?
Victor Green.
Oh, shit. Yeah, see, that's the other problem you run into. He's the current top lock champion, so we could have our first ever double champion if he wins. So
would both titles wouldn't be on the line. I guess the Road Warrior title would be on at SummerSlam?
Yes. The top lock would not be on the line in that match. Because, trust me, I don't want double champions. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But I will not put both titles on the line because then you'd have another double champion after that.
Yeah.
I want to try to... If somebody does... Say, for example, if Victor Green does win the Road Warrior title, he will defend a title every single show, which will be obviously the Road Warrior title. And until he loses it, so... yeah, we'll see what happens. Or, you know what? We may get the first ever, like, straight... 2 matches that, not counting the Royal Rumble, not counting the Battle Royal, just 2 regular matches we can put him in. So we'll see. Hope it doesn't get to that, but if it does, we have to do it. So
with Cam, you know, if he does win, he has a lot of story elements that could go in that match. You know, he has beef with the Solution still. He has beef with Bomber.
And
there's a lot of ways that could go.
Yeah, I really do. I did want to include him in the story because it is such a big story, and he's on a tear. But he obviously would never join the Alliance because I fired him. I have a huge beef with him. He beat Bastion. Bastion's got major... Bastion wants a rematch at some point, but the Stars just haven't aligned yet. I mean, he did get a 5-way match with him, but he wants a 1-on-1. But the way the stories go, it makes sense for Bomber versus Cam. But again, the Stars haven't aligned. It hasn't came through yet. It may happen if we both win in the Tournament of Death, and that would be a huge blow-off match for SummerSlam. But then again, he would not join the Global Solution because of what the Solution did to him last year at Survivor Series, where he helped you guys and you guys screwed him over. So he definitely doesn't fit into either team in the war. So he's kind of the outside guy looking in, and he's doing his own thing. He's doing great. So, I mean, he doesn't really need it right now.
Yeah. Well, you have any thoughts on any of that stuff, Scott?
Well, with Cam, I love the title reign, especially because I look at all the title reigns before we did the one last time, and I think we talked about there's like 2 or 3 champion reigns for all the other titles, but the Road Warrior was being traded like every show almost.
Yeah.
And then Cam comes
and the funny
along,
thing was,
like, no, and he holds it. Genuinely.
What? Let me load up on. I'm on the website here. Let me load up the title history for the Road Warrior title, because I'm pretty sure everybody has defended it once, which is the crazy thing. They didn't hold it long.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm right. JD defended it once. He defeated, I think it was Spring Tigers. Wookie defended against who the hell would he? No, Wookie. Wookie defended against somebody. I forgot who it was. 3J Platinum defended it against Crimson Cyborg. And then Cam Popplestone has obviously defended against like everybody. So they have been short title runs. Like JD had it for 1 day, but he got a defense. Wookie had it for 19, and 3J had it for 50 days. So they have been short title runs, but they've got a title defense in, so that's good at least. Can't say that for the Ultraviolent title that well, actually. So
yeah, that one's a bit different.
Yeah.
Do I sound clear, guys, just for the record? Because the stream is saying I'm quiet.
You sound good to me.
Okay. I'm going to fiddle with that just so we can keep going here.
Yeah, actually, as I'm looking at the Ultraviolent, I'm sorry if going off on a tangent here, but as I'm looking at the title history of the Ultraviolent title, only 2 people have defended it. Well, I guess 3 if you count Vitamin Yes, who's currently the champion. Captain Charisma defended it, I've defended it, and Vitamin Yes. There was Crofty, CM Carlito, Accelerator 27, and the Green Machine all won it and lost it without defending the title successfully. So that title needs some building up there. So
and that's something I really like about the Road Warrior title, because it's been held by more people than any of the other ones were, and yet now it's got probably the most stable reign outside of the tag titles, which is just the Solution Special at this point. It's
okay. That'll end 1 point.
Speaking of title reigns, with like the Warden and Beer Me have their tag title reign. How close are they to breaking Hippo's reign with the Top Block title?
Okay, we actually did the math, I think, during a Raw one night, and they haven't reached him yet, because Super Hippo, I'm looking at it right now, he held the title for 203 days and defended it 6 times successfully. Yeah, he won it at show 7, lost it at show 21. So he held it for a long time. Those guys, they are I think they're definitely in the hundreds, but I think they're in like the 150 to 160 range, something like that. They won at Fastlane, which was in March. So they've held the title since March. April, May, June, July. They've held it for 4 months now. So impressive, but they haven't quite reached them quite yet. But they're getting there. They are definitely the longest reigning tag team champions with this run right now. That's for sure. But
with we were talking about the Road Warrior title. I thought it was really cool when it was Wookie, I think it was Wookie versus 3J versus Bionic Knee.
Yes.
And then 3J and Bionic Knee tied.
Yeah, talk about luck. Yeah. That's right. That was Wookie's successful title defense, which was funny because he had the lowest points. But hey, title can't change with a tie.
And then the next show, I made it to they defended it in the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Oh my god!
And then somehow Knee and 3J were like at the very, very last people to come in.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yep. They were I think they were the last 5 to be in there, I think, from what I remember. But yeah, that's just crazy. And that was all. I did that live on the Jabba radio stream. All of it was completely random. It just somehow happened that way. And that's how the story went, and it went good. That's when we lucked out. And just talk about Savage. Putting him in a 50-man Royal Rumble to defend his title. Savage! that sucks.
It was all kinds of wrong. Yeah, that's not right.
Poor Wookie.
I mean, he did get the lowest points in the triple threat, so I didn't feel as bad.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of right with that one. You're kind of right. But yeah, no, it was cool. That's hopefully nobody else has to ever defend their title in the Royal Rumble. But hey, you never know. Roman Reigns had to do it. So did 3J Platinum. So.
Yeah, and Roman lost it.
Yeah, Roman lost to Triple H. Yeah. Oh, you're breaking. Your mic's destroying itself. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I don't know if they do another Greatest World Rumble. I guess we'll have another 50-man Rumble, but I don't know. We'll see.
I would guess so.
Yeah, I mean, I personally thought it was pretty damn hectic to keep track of it, but you know what? That's what I do. That's what I do. Just for you guys. For the love of you guys is what it is. That's what it is.
And honestly, I'm just partly talking so I can make sure I get my audio levels back. But I say this a lot, but it needs to be said more. Your write-ups are awesome. Like, you put a lot of work that people don't really know into this stuff, like your graphics and the write-ups and the website. And then the podcast, you'd think it would be more pronounced, but it's kind of unsung all at the same time.
I mean, obviously it's like...
I mean, you're having fun with it too, but it's still like, holy crap, it is a lot of work.
Yeah, it is a lot of work, but it's kind of my hobby and stuff, so... But yes, the write-ups, obviously when I first started out with the JRPL, the write-ups were, supposed to be just flavor stuff that wasn't as important. And I never really thought it was going to be like a major thing. I just thought it was going to be, just, hey, this guy did this and blah, 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 and just, add a little more fun in there. But as it started going, people started getting way more involved, and people wanted like a lot of character stuff, and then I started adding in character stuff, and then we started, and it kind of just got up and ran. And the when I do the results now, I try to hurry up and I format, I should say, the actual all the images and things you see on the website, like all the so and so defeats so and so with the graphics and all that, and then I get everything done, and then I walk away for a little bit. I'm like, okay, let me take a break before I start the write-up, because the write-up is what takes, obviously, the longest time, and it usually gets, I think the shortest write-up lately has been like 7,000 words or something like that, which is, a little nuts, but, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad there's a lot of people involved, and anybody that is listening that is wanting to get more involved, or they're like, well, why am I not getting involved? All you got to do, or like, my character is not being showcased enough. All you got to do is DM me on Twitter or Discord or whatever. Let me know what you want. I mean, that is an example was Banksy as of late, where he's like, hey, I won my match, and I didn't even get included in the write-up. Obviously it was no diss or anything, I just didn't have anything for him, but if he wanted, that sounds very WWE of me, doesn't it? I didn't have anything for him.
Oh God, that does, doesn't it?
Yeah, but if anybody wants it included, just tell me. If you want to do it like word for word, obviously that helps me out a lot. You can just type it up, and I can just copy and paste it in.
And now as an example, we've done that where, like, I had that idea for that move on the top of the truss. You're like, God. I don't know what you're saying.
I was reading that. And I was like, trying to visualize it with the words, because when you wrote it, you didn't write it out as like a full. You wrote it as like a recap thing, and I'm like, I can't picture what's happening with this. I was like, just write it up, and I'll copy and paste it in. So,
but it made sense the second time, right?
Oh yeah. As it was I
broke it down. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, sometimes it's that specific, or to be like, I want to have this happen. Yeah. Or things like what you modified it. And it was better, I think, because it came up with the titles and like showed them off. But you trimmed it a bit to be like, it was quicker, so you got the point across better. But there's other times where it's like, the only idea I had was when you attacked me during Woody and my match. You attacked both of us. And I'm like, just put me through a table. It's like payback from when we did it to you. That's all I gave you, and you ran with it and did the thing. So, like, you'll either flesh it all out or gas to have it all written out.
And some things are accidents. Somebody will tell me they won something, and I will forget it, because I do get a lot. Like, there's so much that comes in that I'm like, if you don't DM me, I will definitely probably forget. But if you do, there is a slight chance, and I've done it before, or I have forgot to include stuff. I think there's something that Woody wanted not too long ago that he's like, include this, and I think I forgot it.
Yes, it was the whole legit boss and mask deal.
Yes, 100%. You know what? I didn't like say, oh, you know what, I'm not doing that. I forgot that because I was so caught up. I was working on all of Scott's stuff, and then I was adding in like your stuff with the RV and everything. And by the time we got to the end, it slipped. It unfortunately slipped my mind, and unfortunately that does happen because there's a lot of stuff to try to add in. But I am sorry for when that does happen. And I wish I could go back in and edit it, which I think I've maybe done once, but I feel weird about doing that because it's like changing history, you know?
Well, and,
I just try to make
I
up
said for that
later.
one, I mean, that's toward all in. There's plenty of time for more stuff for that, too. Other events that it can come up on. I did like what you did with this one as well, where like my idea was like I want the world champ there so I can call the world champ out.
Yes.
Like that's going above my station, but I'm like, no. I want it. The legit boss doesn't do these shows. That works thematically. Come and see the VIP section, which we did when we saw the behind the scenes. I'm like, that looks awesome. Of course she'd be up there, all like smiling with the crowd. I can see the visual. It'd be so cool. And you did that part. And then we get to the end when you've peaced out and you're up there with boss, smiling with the champ, and I'm like, oh, this is better now. Now he's being a prick, like up there. We can't get him, and oh no. That's good. I love that. That was really, really good. And he's like, I don't want to defend my title. And you don't have to. It's fine. I'm like, oh, that's so good.
And the funny thing is, when I was writing that, while I was doing that, that's when it totally slipped my mind what Woody asked for.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to get to that, obviously, as we go. But, yeah, that was I do make mistakes sometimes with that. So if anybody is wondering, I definitely do make mistakes when stuff slips my mind because it's happened to other people, too, and I'm sorry. But I do want to say that the last thing about sending me stuff about what you want on the show. Warden does a really good job as well when he does. He doesn't always message me stuff to add in, but like lately he sent me stuff that he wanted added in against the Tagaby match where Tagaby had his throat cut. Now, that was all Warden. Warden wanted like him to like make him submit, you know, via like have the barbed wire or razor wire, whatever it was, on his throat. And,
make it brutal. Yeah.
And afterwards, while I was talking to Warden, I said, hey, Tagaby is going to be taking a hiatus. Tagaby did say he may be back. He might. Who knows? We'll see. But Warden said, well, you know what? Hey, let's just make that his way to get taken out of the show. And I'm like, let's do it. So
yeah, let's do an injury angle.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do an injury angle. And unfortunately, we had to do like another one with Adanex right after that. So. But
well, I like that because it literally shows, like, you know, there's casualties happening now. Like, this is escalating immediately. This is a problem.
And it started with the hiatus of Crimson Cyborg. He took a hiatus as well. So, I mean, we just write you off until you want to come back.
Well, I mean, you really want to go back. It goes back to Gord's.
Oh, yes, it does go. I think Gord's was the first, and he's just dead. Well, he said he wasn't going to come back, I think.
No. Honestly, the first thing I remember was probably Redhead with the injury angle. We just needed a few months off, so they had a surprise turn and stuff. That was the first. I'm like, oh, that's a cool idea.
Yep.
But then I know Cyborg just he left, and he was part of the four-way we were gonna have. And I mean, I wish he was still there for it. That's why I still had the title and did the dedication thing in my entrance. It was like, oh, it's this. Oh, we had fun building that. But instead, we had our three-way, which calls back to Fastlane with you attacking the three of us. And oh God, we don't plan these things, and yet it looks like we do. It's great. We run with like, when we realize where we're going, oh, let's go all the way. It's great. So
but
and sometimes it breaks, you know, really good with your character. I mean, Cam, he went away for a little bit. He came back just out of the gate.
He's been on fire. That was like his best case scenario. Just take a breather, and I mean, I hope like Adanex, I believe, said that he probably will come back at some point. Tagaby said he might. They're just burnt out on wrestling, which there's a lot of wrestling going on right now.
Well, Lee was saying that Lee might.
Lee, yeah. Lee might. Who knows? Might have to have another person get injured. No, but
honestly, I have an idea.
Oh.
So I'll bank that one. I'll tell you later, Bomber.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be off the air if something goes.
Okay.
But that's, I mean, like I said, like, where am I going to fall in on all this? But I always think of it, where are Lee and I going to fall in with all this? Because we're kind of mercenary in between.
Yeah.
Well, now things have gotten real bad. Like, I've got my losses. Lee's not winning either. We're both having problems. The title's gone. Woody has it. Woody has everything. Where to go from here? And like, the idea is to go with that. Like, okay, how mercenary does this get? And I think, like, what if that insane moment where, you know, it's like Austin and McMahon, like, I join your side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so wrong. I never do it. But what if? Like, that's on the table. That's in my head. Would I do that? No. But maybe. It'd be so wrong.
We'll see. But
so
yeah,
that's the kind of
can't
stuff.
Trust the outsiders.
No, that's
Definitely
the best
not.
part. We are like, I forget who said it in the Discord. There's always a third option. I'm like, oh yeah, like I don't want to make my own faction because it's Lee and I. Screw it. We don't care.
Yeah.
That's kind of our thing. And the best part is, Bomber, this is all based on you, legit, in like Facebook Messenger saying, I want to like Sheamus and Cesaro to be a team. Maybe it'll be good.
Yeah.
That's literally what you said to us. Because you just called us outsiders on the podcast, and here we are. And it worked out almost perfect. It's been good.
I mean, you guys have been
champs.
champs.
For the solution, it would have been great.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are former tag team champions, so.
Yeah, 8th seed beating top seed. That was amazing.
It's worked out for you. You got upset of the year for that. So I mean,
that was pretty awesome. Yeah, what are you not putting that on the line? You're not taking that from me. You're not taking my job. No.
That's right.
You know, with us talking about how, you know, violent this war is getting, do you see it getting any more, or you think it's going to keep going this line, you know, or could it decrease?
Well, I think it'll definitely get more violent, but I hope we don't have any other people drop out and have to write them off.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, who knows? We'll see. But
if people are willing to step aside for the sake of a story and skip a show,
believe it or not,
that's the thing.
We have 12 more shows in the JRPL this year as of this recording. And Survivor Series is the blow-off. That's where the war comes to the climax and comes to an end.
Yeah.
That is 10 shows away from now. So that's a lot of development, a lot of things to happen, a lot of things to go to people to get fucked up, to get hurt, to get whatever. We'll see what happens. We got a long way to go. I know what I want. I know right now in my head what's going to happen at Survivor Series, but getting there, we'll see what happens. But I know I haven't pictured what's going to happen there.
I said in the Discord, like, the only way I'd ever take time off would be, like, a retirement match. Like, I would stay forever, even, like, for the sake of stories better. No, I'd never go. But a retirement match, because you're never retired forever. Of course not.
Yeah.
But I have no reason to leave. Like, even my character right now, like, there's been no promos since my loss. Like, that's weird. That's different, which is fun. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I'll still be the next show. But I don't know what demeanor. Like, I'm still working that out. What it would be like, because I'm kind of broken. I don't know. Not in a Matt Hardy way, but it's just like everything. Like, this isn't working. What's wrong?
Broken
like,
Scott.
Yeah. Like, what is wrong? Because I've been toying with the idea of a new theme song or something. So maybe I do revamp a little bit, but not too much. It's still gonna be me. But now I'm just like, it's the classic. There's nothing left to lose. But who do I go after? What do I do? Do I go for Bomber because he caused all this? Do I go for Woody because he caused all this? What do I do?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where we go.
It's pretty great. Do I just snap and take out Lee? Which, for the record, I would never turn on Lee, but that would be the most amazing thing. I honestly picture him clotheslining my head off and be like, oh no!
Yeah.
Like, that would be the tragic, and yet the two of us are like, no, the tag teams are good when they're good. Like, why break it? So we're both of that mindset, but if he wants to leave, I mean, there's ways to have that happen.
We'll see.
Or you guys just obliterate him and take him out. Like, everybody, I don't know.
I think one of the wild cards here is probably Cyborg, because imagine him, like, coming back. Like, who does he align himself with? Does he go with... You know, Bomber did break his arm, but then you have Woody...
Bastion broke his arm.
Bastion did it.
Yeah.
Bastion broke his arm, but then, you know, Woody took his money in the bank briefcase.
Yeah. And the Canadian title from me. He was mad at me for losing it, but mad at you for having it, and the briefcase. And, yeah, he gets right back into some cool stuff.
I will say that he did say that he will be back for sure at some point. He's just taking time off. So, of all the people that...
is it'll be out of nowhere. It is the cool part. Like, oh, God, he's back. We haven't seen him since... Yeah.
Yeah, and who knows? He might show up in time for Survivor Series. That's several months.
It would have been interesting if he left with the briefcase.
That would have been crazy. I mean, yeah, because you got a whole year to cash it in, so.
And then you don't know where he is to cash in on? That would have been good.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah. But he'll be back at some point. We just don't know when or where. So. But yeah. So what else do you guys got to talk about today?
I'm sorry, Woody. I was going to just answer a quick question that I know has been popping up.
What's up?
The Tag Team
go
Classic.
ahead.
I was going to say, well, you look up the next bit. I know the Tag Team Classic was wondered about, Bomber, you were saying. I just know you don't like splitting it over the year. That was the one thing you were considering.
Yeah, the Tag Team Championship Classic. Yeah, I saw Jonathan C.T. Martin asked about that. And, yeah, last year we started it at, I think, TLC in December, I think it was. Or, no, Clash of Champions.
Yeah, it was in late in the 1 year. Yeah,
it was in December, and it concluded at, I'm probably going to get this wrong, but I think the Royal Rumble. I'm not sure. But, yeah, it will not happen in 2018, but it will happen at the beginning of next year. It will happen in 2019. I don't know if it's going to be the very first show of the year, but it'll definitely be it'll happen before WrestleMania. I know that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it will be coming back. It will be 8 teams. I already have the brackets made up. Obviously, if more teams drop and more teams, I will say I have the Solution and Awesome Hooded Motherfuckers in the bracket. So who knows?
It's a different year. It is a different year.
You're right. Technically, it is a different year. But who knows if they break up or can't team up? Maybe they don't. Want
they got to survive that long. Yeah.
I mean, even if Solution do win at SummerSlam, we could always end up changing the lineup.
Yeah, I mean,
that's true. Well, what about 2 Solution teams?
Yeah, I mean,
you've got enough members, right?
They have different members. We can see what happens, but I will say the Solution will only be able to have 1 team in the Tag Team Championship Classic. No multiple chances.
That's fair.
Yeah, I will say that. But
speaking of chances, mm-hmm. You have Queensy, and we just found this out recently. She's with no chance right now.
Yeah, I guess that was a interesting thing that went down. Yeah, BuckN5 jumped on Discord and said, "Hey, by the way, you guys are adding new Global Solution Alliance members. Well, guess what? Team No Chance is adding Queensy, which I haven't really seen Queensy on that much.
Queensy debuted at the last show, right?
Queensy debuted at Extreme Rules. Yeah, lost to AK, and Queensy did message me, who is using the Chris Benoit avatar, or pick base, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. But Queensy did message me and actually fleshed out a character that they wanted. So I haven't heard anything since, and I haven't really seen Queensy online much. But if Queensy does join Team No Chance, then, I mean, we'll see where it goes. But I did see the character that he kind of wants. So... yeah, we'll see. I will say this, though. I was contacted by another Team No. I don't know if this is too much insider for you guys. I don't want to blow up anybody's spot, but I was contacted before Extreme Rules and was told that Queensy was probably going to join Team No Chance, but they wanted to hold off to make the announcement. Now, I don't know if that person, I will say, was not BuckN5. I don't know if BuckN5 spoiled the shit, or if it was finally like, okay, we can tell people, but I was told by a different person that they would probably join, but they weren't going to announce it yet. So I guess the cat's out of the bag. So, BuckN5 dropping bombs.
We have a lot of new people joining. I mean, you even have that new tag team. I don't even know if they have a name yet.
They do, yeah. The Mr. Heel Allen and El Santos are 2 new members of the JRPL. They wanted to team up, and their team name is Twin Mazement. They want to be booked as Underdog Twins. So the funny thing is, one of them is William Regal, the other one's Eddie Guerrero. So, I mean, all
the power to it. That's amazing.
It's funny. Yeah. It's funny. So, I mean, we'll go with it. I already did. If you look at the events page, they are already listed as Twin Mazement. They are up there. So, I mean, I guess if you can visualize Eddie Guerrero looking very similar, well, I guess you can be twins but not identical twins, right? I guess that's...
Yeah.
I mean, one's Mexican, one's English, but I mean, you know, whatever. I mean,
we don't know storyline.
We don't know how that fucking family went down. We don't know how that formed. But yes, that is a new tag team that will be debuting at Brooklyn. I forgot who. Let me load up the page here. I forgot who I have them facing.
Matt Zion and
yes.
Rab.
Oh, nice.
Rab and Matt Zion. That should be a good introduction match. Matt Zion and Rab got their first win not long ago. So
since November.
Yeah, so that's big. And I also
didn't they beat Enigmas?
Yes, they beat the Eloquent Enigmas, Jonathan C.T. Martin, and Junction, who I don't know. They are good predictors. I don't know how they keep losing tag team matches. They are pretty good. They are pretty solid. For some reason, though, as a team, and they have shown no indication of wanting to break up. No, I don't. I mean, more power to them. I want to see them succeed, but let's get it going, fellas. You're in my alliance. I believe in you, but let's get it going. Because I have them. Where are they at? Yeah, they're at SummerSlam facing CM Carlito and Super Hippo. So, ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Speaking of, Jonathan C.T. Martin just said, we're terrible as a tag team for some reason. I don't know.
I know. Yeah. And
just can't quite get it right.
And also at SummerSlam, Twin Mazement is booked against Team No Chance. So that will be a big chance to make a name for themselves against the...
especially since Team No Chance faces the Outsiders at Brooklyn before that.
Yeah. So
can they get a win over us and then keep rolling through as the Outsiders take another loss going to that death match? Or can we turn that around into the death match?
Yeah, so...
Again, SummerSlam's going to be like 12 matches, so, oh, God.
Yeah, again, we're trying to get the tag team division built back up after we lost so many people, so we'll see. We'll see here.
I know that they've done other prediction leagues in the past as teams, and I know they do talk picks and everything, so this isn't just going to be one of those random teams.
Other prediction leagues? What are you talking about, Woody?
Prediction leagues.
There's no other federations. What are you talking about?
There's nobody out there that can match the JRPL.
For the record, Lee and I never, ever have discussed picks.
I think I can believe
whatsoever.
that. I think I believe that.
The only time we ever talk about it at the same time is on the podcast when we're talking about it there.
That's true. I mean, we do pretty much talk our picks out there, too.
We never discuss it. So, yeah.
I usually flip-flop by the time, because I usually, when we do the podcast, Java Radio, we
talk to you about ideas that you like.
That's off the cuff. I just do like towards my predictions go, and then when I start talking to UVC, my picks kind of change a little bit as we mull it over and talk about it. But yeah, mine don't always.
I know how that is.
Yeah, mine don't always match the show.
It also depends on what the matches are. Like, if there's a submission match involved, your least likely one is not your number one.
Yep.
Like, you change up how you'll pick them even. So, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And the other newcomer, Nathan 8K, who, so far, so good. I think he just got his profile. I think he's 4-1. So, good start.
And one of them's against Hippo.
He beat Super Hippo at Slammiversary. Yeah. It was a house show, but, hey, win's a win against Super Hippo. I wish I had my win against him.
Yeah, same. Actually, I got to... Woody, you put Lee and I in a tag match against him and CM Carlito, and we just squeaked it out. I think that was the greatest Rumble.
Yeah, that was
like, we barely got that win.
That was
Holy
very
crap.
Close match, yeah.
But weirdly, Super Hippo is one, like, you never see him in Twitter, you never see him chatting, you never see him stuff, but he'll just go win everything. He's on a slide right now, but it happens.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I think the only other person, because I'm looking at the list of people trying to shout out all the new people. Brandon23 is another guy. I haven't really heard much from him. I don't think he's talked on Twitter or Discord, but he posts his picks, so that's another new guy. We'll see how he does. He's got Shane McMahon. This is a pick base.
Shane McMahon.
Yeah, so that's another newbie out there that is trying to make waves. So, yeah, good luck there.
What's the next JRPL show coming up?
The next show is the Brooklyn, and then the very next day. So back-to-back days, August 18th and 19th. The main event. I'm gonna give a shout out to GMSG for the idea of the main event for Takeover. By the way, the 4-on-4. match. That was pretty much his idea there. I don't think he named the names, but he gave me the idea of the 4v4 Global Solution versus the Alliance. So I picked 4 guys. Obviously, the Warden and Beer Me Jesus and Spring Tigers and GMSG kind of. It would be interesting to see them team up right before they face each other the next night in that tag team title match. So I thought that would be fun.
Yeah. I love that kind of idea too, with the way the war is escalating. Like it started with some violence, and then we had Slammiversary, and things went south for some people. And then it's just ramping up and going. I like that it's the naturalness of it. It's really good.
Oh my God, we have goofed. I made a mistake earlier. I forgot. Oh my God, I forgot a member of the Alliance, TB666. We have 12 members. We will be having 13 members soon. I forgot about that. TB666 also naturally evolved into the story because of what Warden did to his partner. So TB666, he's in that 4-on-4 match against your Global Solution, and yeah, that actually just naturally happened. I'm sorry, I forgot about his name. I need to add him to the list. So that's 12 members.
To the credit of GMSG for setting up that match, that's something else too. Like, if you've got match ideas for house shows, like Woody with All In, myself with Slammiversary, like, you're open to that because the house show is whatever.
Yeah.
But if it makes sense on a main show and fits, I mean, Woody and I, the submission match was literally last minute after the Ring of Honor show. I'm like, I want this to be a submission match, and Woody was like, yeah. So we made our takeover match submission match, and yeah, that happened. And now here we are. So yeah, it's cool stuff. Like, there's like the death match coming up. That was you for my tag match for that. This 4-on-4 was GSMG, or MSG. And like I said, Woody, you've got your potential stuff coming up.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
I don't know which show, but it's definitely coming up. So we have a lot of shows coming up.
Yeah, like I said, I went through and looked it up. We got 12 bad boys still to go this year, that is. So, and I even forgot All In somehow. Evolution.
Oh, Evolution. Yeah, they added a show. Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. So.
Vollmer, you have a little match that you had us announce last week. Last week
on the pilot episode.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we'll be having our second ever battle royal. So we'll be having our second ever battle royal. By the way, I consider Royal Rumble separate from battle royals. By the way. Woody just died. Yeah. So there will be a battle royal at Evolution. The prize will not quite be known yet, but I will tell you it will be a 20 superstar battle royal, and it definitely will be happening at Evolution.
When Woody mentioned it last week, it was pretty funny because he said it's 20 man. I'm like, come on, it's Evolution. But he meant superstars.
Yeah.
But if I was on more of a winning streak, I would have been like, I declare my entry. But no, I'm not confident at all right now. I'm not doing that yet. And I got to figure something out and turn things around before that. No way.
As far as that goes, I know the war is the big thing, and it's kind of swallowing up a lot of what's happening in the JRPL for the rest of this year. But the war will not, like the battle royal will not revolve around the war. It won't be like 10 guys from this group and 10 guys from this group. It will not revolve around the war. So heads up.
That's good.
For those not involved, like thinking maybe, oh god, it's going to have to be about the war. It will not be about the war. I will say that.
Will this be random picked, or do you have some people in mind that you want to put in there?
It will not. I will say this one will not be random. I know the Peanut Memorial Battle Royal will be was random, and it will be random again because there's a prize for that. I'll always make sure we'll do the T-shirt prize for that Battle Royal every year. As kind of a little staple. This is just a Battle Royal with title implications on the line. So I won't say what title. I'll just say title implications will be on the line. So there you go. So look forward to
that. How long have we been going?
How long have we been going? We've been going for roughly around 1 hour and 5 minutes.
We probably have an hour total, I think, of content.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
with the interruptions.
You wanna throw out the questions or something and wrap it up, or you want to keep going? Like I said, these can be as long as you want. This is your show. Do whatever you want to do.
I've got nothing in the chat, FYI, but I know we got a bunch on Twitter, Woody, if you want to...
Yeah, we have a lot of questions, so I can ask those, and that might get us to like an hour, 10, 15, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, same as last one. I think it was like an hour 5 or something, or close to it.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, go for it. Shoot. What you got?
Okay, let me find... Oh, this one's from Beer Me Jesus.
Oh, of course.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, I've heard of this guy. This is a jobber.
Well, he's a goofy fella.
Yeah.
In a year's time, who do you think will be the champions of the JRPL?
Ooh, that's a good question.
And we can go through each title. So like we can start at the Road Warrior title.
Oh Jesus! Oh God!
Who the hell knows? That'll be the Road Warrior title will be like 30 events from now.
It'll probably be a brand new person we don't even have yet. So
it's possible.
I guess the way we're going to think about this is going into SummerSlam, because that's what we're about to be going into. So next year, 2019, going into SummerSlam, who do we think will be the champions? Road Warrior title, I'm going to throw a dart at the dartboard, and I'm going to say, here it is. I'm just going to say it, Otis. I'm going to go with Otis.
Otis? Yeah,
why not? I'm going to go with Otis.
Okay.
So who do you guys got? Let's go through it. Who you guys got?
Who's a name? Let's go look at the list of on here and scroll. Who do we got? I got Fart Bucket.
No, not impossible.
I literally scrolled on my mouse wheel and it stopped pointing at Fart Bucket.
Impossible. That is the worst prediction ever.
All right, if not Fart Bucket, then it's Hero. If you go down to the next one, so there.
God damn it! We'll go. I was gonna pick Hero.
Really?
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was.
Well, you can't. You still can.
I mean, you can. No, yeah, if you want. Yeah.
I can, but I'm gonna go with someone else. And you know what? I think they can have a good singles run. I'm gonna go Buck and 5.
Buck and 5. Okay. I can see that. Almost was the Ultraviolet champion at one point. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Speaking of that title, who do you think will have that next?
Look at you transitions.
In a year's time.
Ultraviolet title. Okay. Naturally, think about these are people that aren't main eventers usually. So then again, by a whole year, there's no telling who will be in the main event.
That's true. Or who might fall from it.
Yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'll just throw out a name first. I'm going to say one of the newer guys. I'm going to say Cade Gailey. Or Galley. I never know how to... I think it's Gailey. But I'm going to go Cade Gailey as the UV champion. Mr. James Ellsworth pick base there. So, who you guys got?
I think you are, Bomber.
Me? Again?
And the reason... Yeah. Because I see this, no matter what the outcome of the war is, this is something... You're going to want it back at some point. Oh, well, no matter what happens. That's all. I see that. By this point next year, that's what I see for them.
That's the belt I like. Even though, you know...
I don't agree with it. I'm like, no, I want to keep you from it. But I'm like, I can see that. That sounds good.
All right.
Here I am writing a storyline a year out.
I like that. I like that prediction. Woody, you want to pick me as well?
See, I would, but I'm gonna go with a newer face, and he was either gonna be this or Top Block. But I think he could win this. I'm gonna go Nathan. I'm gonna go Nathan for this one.
8K. Wow. Okay.
Nathan 8K.
He's got a big following. He's got a big fan base already in the Discord. I've noticed. So
yes.
We'll see.
Yeah, everyone loves him.
Yeah, I'm sure that will go over quite well, actually. So that's not a bad pick. All right. What's next? What do we got? Tag team?
Let's do tag team.
Tag team. All right. Oh, see, this is tough.
This is hard with the implications of everything right now.
Yeah, because there's no till a year from now.
I mean, if you said 3 months ago, there'd be like 5 more teams.
Yeah. I mean, naturally, my bias, being a little biased, I would want Jut and Bastion.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
But a whole year from now, that's a long time. I hope we're still a group a year from now. Obviously, I can't predict the future. I mean, we're doing really good right now. We're going really strong right now, but I feel I shouldn't pick them because it's too biased. I'll go with, you know what, fuck it. I'll go with CM Carlito and Super Hippo. I don't even know if they're going to stay a team. But that has a lot of potential. Super Hippo, we know, can come through.
Yeah.
And CM Carlito beat me in the Elimination Chamber, so I can't really talk shit about him. So
Shit, would you believe I was actually thinking them too?
Oh, were you? Oh.
Yeah, I was. Then they're like a Sting and Lex Luger situation. It's like, okay.
So, yeah. They're
in the
risky.
interest of not picking the same though, and not picking myself and Lee.
You can pick you and Lee if you want.
I honestly see 2 other Solution members.
Oh, okay. That's not a bad
I see
idea.
that becoming a thing. Something else happening there.
That's possible.
I see 2 others. Maybe I don't know who.
Woody
but
and John, maybe.
Yeah, actually, that's
Woody.
not bad.
Woody
that's
and
bad.
Woody said that he would like Beer Me to be one of his partners. Maybe Woody and
That's
Beer
not
Me?
bad. Maybe because I almost like how it was America's Most Wanted and the teams got mixed up a little bit with it was Triple X. I'm referencing old TNA.
Yeah.
But the partners switched at one point, and then that could be cool. That could be interesting. So I would not be surprised if that happened.
All right. Well, who do you think?
Yeah. Well,
Woody's like, I like that idea.
He's
yes.
like, yeah, same thing.
Yeah, thank you.
I was
thank you.
thinking me and Beer Me, because we've talked about that in the past, because Ward wants to go do his own thing. But,
That's true.
besides
Warden wants
that,
that solo run.
besides that, because I know how good they are, I think I'm gonna go Twin Mazement.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, they're the new kids on the block. They haven't even had a tag team match, and you're picking Twin Mason. But again, that's a
Hey, you
whole
never
year.
know.
That's a whole year. Yeah.
It's where
it
it all
is.
starts.
I
For
don't.
the record, in the Twitch chat, Jonathan C.T. Martin says, I mean, the correct answer is the Enigmas.
Yeah.
We didn't mention the Enigmas. We didn't mention the HMF. There's
We
possibilities.
didn't
here,
even
so.
mention the Money in the Bank holders right now, Buck N5 and Lily
True.
Billy. So
And they would have to have cashed in by this point.
true.
Wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would
They
have.
literally could have cashed in and been the champions now.
At Money in the Bank, which was just
Literally,
last month.
yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right, so now we're getting into the big boys here. Top Lock. We're getting into the big boys. I don't want to go first this time. Somebody else go first.
I came close to that title. I came close, Woody. Honestly, I'm going to say myself just for the hell of it because
There it is.
I've had this long-standing thing where I kind of want to win each title at least once. So sure, maybe I'm going for that one at that point. I don't know. I literally, that's been like a long-term goal. So I got to turn things around. But I'm going to say myself. I want to be going after that at some point.
Okay. All right.
I'll be the guy to say myself. I'll
Not
do
bad.
it.
I'm going last this time. Who you thinking, Woody?
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go top block title. You know what? I'm gonna save this guy for the world title, but for the top block, I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say Redhead.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
That's not a bad
Yeah.
one. She
want.
she was really close to winning before, but Super
Yeah.
Hippo shut her down in her undefeated streak. So, but that's not a bad pick. I basically wanted to stall so I could think about it a little more, but I got my pick. I got my pick. This guy is good. He's a champion. He's a former champion, not top lock champion, but he's a former champion, and he definitely can get on a good run. And I am going to predict Captain Charisma. I'm going to go with
Ooh.
Captain Charisma.
Yep.
Top lock champion in the future, going into SummerSlam next year. But yeah, all right, guys, the shebang, the big boy, world title. Who do you think is going to be the world champion walking into SummerSlam 2019? Yeah, this is a tough one.
It's very.
Definitely not Peanut. That's what I'm going to say. Never Peanut.
Yeah, no.
Hashtag never Peanut.
It all depends on who even gets the chance or shot at it, right?
Yeah.
Well, Bomber, correct me, but you and we've never even had a match for it.
No, I haven't. No.
Yeah, I haven't either. I've never even been in a match where the champion was in it. And not
I
to
fought the
sneeze at
champion
it,
before.
but we've been pretty good. But we've never had that chance. So
Yeah.
who knows, right?
I beat
interesting.
John. I don't know if he was the champion. It might have been Tino at the time, but I beat John.
Yeah.
What
if it's John in his 8th reign or some shit?
Good God, please.
I could see it too.
I mean, it's definitely possible. You can't
Yeah.
deny. No matter how many times you become champion, if you keep on winning, you're obviously going to float around in that main event picture. So
Yeah.
you can't just push somebody down even though they're winning. I am gonna say, oh shit.
It's hard. It's really hard. I can't.
I mean,
narrow
I
it
can
down.
go. I already have someone
If you
in
got
my
it, go
mind.
for it.
Oh
Go
yeah,
for it.
you got
it.
yours. Yeah, go ahead. We're
Oh,
stalling.
yeah. I'm gonna go the knee. Bionic knee.
Bionic knee. Oh, that alliance. Oh, Ultraviolent Alliance. I'm glad you have confidence in my man. I like
It's either gonna be him or Victory Green.
Victory Green. Victory Green will be champion. Will be world champion at some point. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah, the 1,000-pointer.
Yeah. I am going to pick, just for shits and giggles here, I actually think this is going to be controversial here. Are you ready? I'm going out on a limb. Here we go. It's going to be controversial. I think JD is going to be the world champion. Jay Dino, however you say it. I'll never remember how to say that.
I thought you were going to go Bastion, because I could see Bastion as world champion.
I can easily see him or Jut. I can't see myself as world champion, but we'll see. Who knows? But I think I'm going to go with JD. I'm going to go with JD. Hopefully, maybe Bastion or Jut is facing JD at SummerSlam when he's the champion. That's what I'm going to go with. But yeah, so that was good. That was a fun question. What else? What else you got? That was fun.
Oh, I got to pick.
Oh, yeah, I thought you picked Bomber.
No.
Oh,
no.
Sorry.
No,
I'm
no,
so
no.
sorry. So you're picking
No.
Bastion.
I'm thinking Warden.
Warden?
Oh.
Get out of here.
I could see it.
Get out of here. Just because he beats everybody doesn't mean he's going to be the champion.
Yeah, that's kind of why, yeah. Especially if there's a different solution set for the tag titles, Warden's going solo, so.
As soon as you say that, Warden's like, you're picking the guy with the most wins.
Yeah, no, I'm waiting to see his pop. Yeah, there it is. Boom, baby. Yeah, he's happy. But no, that's I can see that. I mean, you never know how the cards will fall. If I had a different situation over the past 6 shows, I'd be in a much better standing. But you never fucking know. But the consistency that those guys have, because trust me, I've been in solution matches. They're tough.
Oh yeah.
So it's hard to bet against. So
trust me, yeah, it is. Facing Woody
look
for
for other
like
questions.
Facing Woody for like the 4th time in past 4 months coming up.
Woody, while you're looking that up, my favorite line that I said was the only reason the Solution are 2-time champs is because of Lee and I. They got him right back. It's like we interrupted it, but they got it back. It's like, god damn, they're hard to beat.
Yeah. They're tough.
Here's one.
Okay.
For the multi-man match Survivor Series, like with this whole war thing going on.
Yes.
Is it going to be like a big match, or is it just going to be max number of members on each team?
Oh, like a 12-on-12?
Yeah.
Or have like a 5-on-5 and another 5-on-5? Because you did what, 5 matches, Bomber, or 4 Survivor Series matches?
What, last year? Last year was 3. There were 3 matches.
3, okay. I thought it was more than that. Sorry.
No, just 3. Yeah, it was us versus. It was the Jobber Radio versus the females. It was Team USA versus Team UK, and it was Solution versus the Regulators.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you want me to say what I have planned. I don't know if.
I think the question more is, you do have it planned.
Oh yes, I definitely 100%.
So we'll find out. It's better. It's almost like if this was a role-playing game, which it kind of is, but it's like save it for the table. It's more fun when we get there.
Yeah, I have a little spreadsheet where I literally have all the names on one side, the other side, and then like what's gonna like the matches that are gonna take place like throughout the feud, like the major matches throughout the feud.
God, if Lee and I are on the side, we're not involved in that.
Hey, you don't know what's on my spreadsheet. I have everyone involved on my spreadsheet.
So. We're in the war. I just don't know what side we're on.
Yeah, true. But,
I legit, like, it's obvious that I'm not on your side, and yet, hey, things aren't working the way they're going. You never know. Mercenary tactics work.
Yeah, I hate to say, like, I don't want to tell you, but I feel like it would probably be spoiling it just a little bit to tell you.
No. The anticipation for the write-up is always so great, and you read it like, oh god, that's awesome. So yeah, I don't want to know before. I don't want to know the tapings. I don't want to know.
Yeah, we will know. I will tell you this: you'll know what's going to be happening in October. I think at the Super Showdown. I think will probably where you get the big reveal of what's going to be taking place at Survivor Series. If I had to, I don't have that exactly pinpointed, but looking at the schedule coming up, that looks like a good time to where you'll probably know everything, which is the very beginning of October. So, yeah.
Well, we have a few more questions here.
Yep.
If you could put together 2 people from the JRPL and make a dream team, who would you put together?
Well, I mean, Bomber and Bastion, or Bomber and... no, I'm kidding. Dream team. I think if this question was asked earlier this year, I would say a dream team would be Super Hippo and John. That would be a good dream team. But, man, Super Hippo's stock has fallen so far.
He's had a bad run.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to everybody, I guess, but...
Honestly, Bomber, you could take Dream into something like interesting team. Like, what would you never expect? Like, honestly, my answer, me and you.
Oh, God, get out of here.
That would be that's the team that hates each other. That would be horrible. I think we'd do good.
I think a team...
That would not be a dream. That would be funny.
that would be something.
That would be a nightmare team.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I really want to see Fart Bucket team with CJ Blackthorn. That would be fantastic. That would be the best tag team of all time. I'll think about it. Who do you have a team, Woody? Do you have something off the top of your head?
Let me think about it for a second.
Yeah. Looking at the roster here, I see somebody in chat said Vitamin and Spring Tigress.
Yeah, Warden just said that,
Yeah, Vitamin, yes, and Spring Tigress. That'd be interesting. But they're on different stables. What would happen? But I guess it doesn't matter because
that didn't stop me with my answer.
Yeah, it's a dream scenario. What am I talking about? Yeah, what am I talking about? Maybe here's another one. Boom! This should be fun. This is fun. The Warden and Lily Pilly. There you go. That's a dream team right there.
Okay, I think I got mine. I think legit boss and Spring Tigress.
Oh wow! After everything they've been through, that'd be interesting.
Yep, that's like I said with me and you, Bomber. It's like that shouldn't work.
Yeah.
What would happen? That's almost too good to not try.
That would be interesting.
That would be a mess. I love I'll just tangent on this. The idea of like wild card teams, where it's opposing members.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be teaming, but are like the old Survivor Series matches and stuff, where like, enemies have to work together. That's always fun. That's always a cool idea.
You never know. You never know.
Okay. I think we have two more questions, and not a lot of these.
That's fine. What we got?
Bomber and WoodYaMania. Since I was such a big, what's this word? Big marquee match.
Yeah.
Will there ever be another JRPL match with those same stakes, or even higher?
Oh God, I don't know how you get higher. Really, I probably blew my load on that one. Probably. I mean, I would like to. I definitely think we'll definitely have a just as big, if not bigger, marquee match at some point.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
but like literally those stakes.
Those stakes were pretty freaking high. Man, I can't even really think off the top of my head something that could top that. But I mean, you never know. I definitely would say yes to. Will there be a match that reaches that big of a moment or big of a just match in general? Yes, I will say that will definitely happen as we go through the time. But I don't know about the stakes. It's hard. It's gonna be hard to top letting somebody control everything for 3 months.
Yeah,
that's pretty. And I let you. There were so many things that you're like, I want this to happen. I'm like, no. But I mean, you were in control.
Yeah, like what? Can you give us an example?
Well, yeah. Oh God, here we go. There was.
It's happened now, so you can talk. You can talk about it.
Yes. So I feel like the tag team division kind of got butt fucked a little bit with so many multi-man tag team matches. Because there were so many tag teams that lost.
Oh, Lee and I hate those matches.
There were so few that won that like other teams, like they really never got the. I mean, they always had the chance to win, but when I took over at Extreme Rules, basically I was handed the tag team division with like 3 tag teams that are even have won in the last like 4 shows, and I'm like, what do I do with this division? I don't know what to do. And then ended up they started breaking up, so it got even worse. I mean, that's not your fault, obviously, but so I think maybe a lot of the multi-man matches drove me nuts a little bit. I know one thing that drove me nuts. I am a fan of consistent tag teams. Other people feel different, whatever, that's fine. But like when you started teaming up like Jonathan, CT Martin with Adinex, even though they're in the stable together and that kind of stuff, I don't know, that just kind of drove me nuts because they already had a tag team in there. But personally, I mean, obviously things worked out fine, so.
Warden just posted maybe the tag division got fucked because they can't beat the Solution.
Oh my god, here we go. Of course he would say that. As far as write-up stuff go, like stuff that you told me everything to put in the write-ups.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a couple things where I was like, are you sure you want to do this? But I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. Do you remember any of those things?
Maybe something with AHMF and No Chance?
I don't...
I think it was something to do with a knife.
A knife? What?
Yeah. Oh, tiger skin. Not what it was.
Tigress. I don't remember what that was. What was that?
I think someone threatened her with a knife, and they were saying something like, "I'm gonna make a tiger rug" or some shit like that.
Oh, okay. I remember something along those lines. I don't really remember what the scenario was. I do remember something about skin. They wanted to like skin her or something, right? They wanted to like tear her skin off with a knife or something, right? Or some shit.
No, I think it was just like they wanted to cut her arm up a bit and then give that line out.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really remember. Yeah, it was something along those lines. Yeah.
And I think it was when Vitamin won in the Hell in a Cell match.
Possible. Again, I don't remember too much, but
and that's definitely something interesting when you get into characters and what you would do versus what someone else would do.
Yeah.
And it's like if you're sending in ideas where it's like I want to do this to someone else and maim them, I'm like that's where it's wrestling. You got to work together a bit. You can't really just be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this to that person because now they've got the scarred arm. That's where I at least think of it as like
and
like run it by them. It's a bit too far almost, but.
And there's a funny thing that happened recently where I completely forgot Woody was. I read a promo that Woody did about like Bomber's ear. I was like, "Fuck, this guy's got my ear." I was like, why does he have my ear? What is going on here? And I completely, like, in all of the write-up stuff, because I type so much that shit will slip my mind that I forget happened, by the way. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but I will forget things happen because I type so much up. I completely forgot that Woody, like, cut my ear off in the Hell in a Cell match that we had at WrestleMania. So yeah. I even went to him and I was like, what are you talking about with this ear thing? He had to tell me. He's like, yeah. And then he copy and pasted the clip of, or the text of when it happened. But yeah, it can get crazy. It can get crazy out there.
Now, on the sake of the stakes, though, like it's as big as you want to make it. Because I mean, look at what we did with Slammiversary. That's a house show, but I treated that like the biggest damn thing possible.
Sure.
So like you can always try to make it be a big deal, and go with it from there. So Mania is just going to come off as a big deal because it's going to be led up to with the shows.
Yeah.
And then whatever the main match is, we'll have it. Because your guys, that wasn't the world title. That's
I know.
A big factor, too.
That's how big of a feud and story was going
exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, the main feud, or whatever it might be, might supersede that. It might have it. It might not. But I went in Mania in just a straight-up tag match with Imperium, and I was treating that like, we're going to wreck these guys. We're going to make a statement. And we did. We squashed them. I think it was the first tag team squash. Was it a super big deal match? No, but I made a point. And that's what you got to do with it, too. Like, oh, it's just a match. No, that's all you think it is.
I think there'll definitely be matches that will either match or surpass, like, that intensity. Yeah. But there's just that stipulation. It's still the biggest the JRPL's had, and I just don't know how you could top it.
I'm sure we'll figure something out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? May do one for 6 months. No, I'm just kidding. But
there's gimmicks to be like you would always get like a 10-point bonus or something, some kind of kayfabe thing of a personal rep.
Yeah.
Or like something like that. Like you can just be like, no, I'm not resting this one, and just peace out. Like there's ways to do stuff like that even.
I don't know if I shared this with you guys before, but like when I've ran Prediction League before JRPL on different message boards and stuff. And they ran for like a decent amount of time, like 2-3 years, and they ended up just dying out because of activity. And we obviously have no problem with that here. There's like we were running with like maybe 20 people a show, and we ran for like 3 years. So obviously, I don't see anything happening with that anytime soon. But I fell out of wrestling as far as Prediction League goes and stuff once that died, and I was going to kick up a MMA Prediction League because I was so deep into MMA and stuff that I was waking up at 2 a.m. to watch the Japanese shows and all that kind of stuff.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I was watching all the guys that are like main eventing now and like all these big matches now. I was watching those guys when they were like debuting and shit. Like I have not followed it now because like I don't know a lot of the shit going on now.
There's a lot more now too, though.
Yeah. But the reason I'm bringing this up is when I created a website. I created a message board because Discord wasn't a thing at this point in time. I created all this stuff. I put so much time into this stuff, and I even went through and created a feature that we do not have in the JRPL, which I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on, and everybody listening thoughts on this. And don't think just by me bringing this up, we're going to do it, first of all, especially if you don't like it. But I created a bunch of different the best way I can describe it as like cards you can unlock that have special abilities and stuff. Like if you win a match, you get like a packet of cards or something along those lines. Or when you reach milestones, you collect a random assortment of cards, which some will be like, for example, let me just off the top of my head, plus 5 points on your on a match. Like you can exchange your cards when you wanted to in a match. Like, say I unlocked a card that was plus 5 points, right? And I would exchange that on a match against, say, Woody at WrestleMania, which would give me, like, a plus 5 bonus. And I went through and I created a bunch of these cards, and they were different tiers. They were, like, gold, silver, bronze. And these would be a random assortment of cards that would be unlocked. Like, I had a random generator I was going to have. And I would have everything in a spreadsheet, and I would roll the random number generator, and whatever number popped up, that would be like the card that they unlocked. And after each show, I was going to do like a stream where I would go through and unlock everybody's cards like on the stream and stuff like that. These are just ideas that I had that I did not implement over. I don't even know why I brought this up. It probably just popped into my head, but
that almost seems more like what I was talking about. Like if for a stipulation for like a big situation, like you've won this, you have this power for this period of time. That having it for everybody in a card type format, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm
not a big fan of that. I get it, and it would be kind of neat. Like I can see getting into it, but I think that's almost super powerful. Where it should just be like that's like a big match stipulation where, like you said, like the Survivor Series main event or the big Battle Royal or the Mania thing. Like that's money in the bank, like right?
Kind of, yeah.
So it shouldn't be as common.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, me bringing this up, I never even thought about bringing this up in the JRPL, but it was just an idea that I had for the MMA prediction thing. So
for the record, Warden and Jonathan C.T. Martin both are like not too into that. It's not that good because like bonus points still follow chance, and it's not guaranteed points. So the bonuses actually kind of complement that in a way.
Well, good.
And C.T. Martin said it's the same issue with bonus predictions. They both had the same exact thing. The predictions don't really mean anything when the bonuses get involved, so it's more about just stacking points in a way, which I guess is part of the game. But
yeah,
For the record, Warden did have a stipulation. He says Bomber versus someone. If Bomber loses, he gets a cat and names it whoever beat him.
No, never.
Those are the highest of stakes.
Never stipulation.
But really, that's not fair to the cat. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's right. You're killing a cat right there, and that's,
you don't want to do that.
That's a cat named Fart Bucket.
Yeah, the Fart Bucket, the cat died because of somebody beating me. That sounds terrible. But yeah, so. Did you have one more question, or was that the last one?
I did, and it's the biggest out of all of them, and it's very unique.
Okay.
The person wants to know how the brand split will go if we ever have one.
Before you answer that, Bomber, yeah. I've seen people like, "Oh, we should do a brand split," and I'm like, "Why would we? Why would there? It's one thing. I don't see why there'd be a brand split. Bomber would go insane." But people seem to think there will be one. So now I'll go to you, Bomber. What do you think?
Well, we did talk about if we had enough members. Like right now, we don't have enough members to do a brand split. I talked about if we had upwards to 100 members. I feel like that would kind of drive me nuts as far as controlling both. Like just controlling 100 people sounds insane.
At once, but 50 here, 50 there, 50 here, 50
yeah,
there. Okay.
As far as separating the duties, that could be a little take a little more relief off of my plate, and
yeah. It would also be interesting just how it works, because does that mean like takeovers are on one show, but WWE is another, and Ring of Honor is another, or is it every other? Like, how do you fairly split it? And then Evolution shows up, and like, what do you do?
No, I had the idea of if we like would go through with the brand split, which, like I said, we wouldn't do a brand split with less than 100 people, which, I mean, we're not hitting that this month, next month, or whatever. We're doing good. We're still doing good. We're gaining members, new members as we go. But when we would do this brand split, if we did do this brand split, the way it would work would be there'd be 2 GMs. Who knows? Maybe there would be 4 GMs like we have right now. Who knows? Just spitballing here. But everybody would compete on the normal shows, like for example, SummerSlam coming up. Everybody would compete. But the brands would be split to where these guys are stuck facing, like, these guys are in their own brands. And, of course, you can have trades. You can have...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can have trades. You can have this shake-up and all that kind of stuff.
So it's a dual-branded show.
Yeah, every show would be a dual-branded show. You wouldn't leave people off.
I see. Oh, okay, sorry. I was thinking, like, as if they had like Raw pay-per-views and SmackDown pay-per-views.
Yeah, and
but no, it's all branded. Okay.
As I said, and if we did do it, we would do the titles right to where there would be one world champion, and they would bounce back from each brand defending their title. Each brand, it wouldn't be each brand would have a world champion. Each brand would have a tag team champion. The tag team champions would defend against both brands. Saying, like, you know what I mean, like the way it should be, as we always talk about.
Well, we already have an offer because Warden just said he's your Triple H. Give him a developmental show with 20 to 25 new guys. He'll prime him for the big time.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're gonna try to
you could literally have an NXT of the new guys.
You're gonna try to NXT the JRPL
and then draft them up to the proper ones.
Yeah.
You legit could do that in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. We continue to grow. We just reached our 1 year mark last month, or no, 2 months, May. So 2 months ago, we just reached our 1 year mark. We're going very strong. We're continuing to get strong as we go. There's so many possibilities that can happen. I wouldn't ever label anything out. Unless it's a terrible idea, and then we'll just say, get the hell out of here and make fun of you. No, I'm kidding. But as far as the brand split goes, I think once we do hit enough members, I think it probably will be inevitable that we will have to split up because my workload will be so huge at that point that, and I'm kind of feeling that now as we go with updating profiles and stuff, because if you're going to be GM, you're going to be helping out. You're going to be. I'm going to be needing an assistant. I'm going to be needing somebody to help out and update profiles, which means you're going to have to be taught because there's work into it.
Yep.
And again, I enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, obviously you won't be anywhere near the GM spot. But yeah, it is probably on the horizon at some point down the road, but we'll see when we get there.
And of course, I know the questions for the next episode are probably going to be like, who would be a good GM to be opposite Bomber and that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, and I know
that's going to come up.
And I know a lot of people automatically jump to Woody, but you know what? Hey.
Well, he had the job.
I know. He did have the job.
That's fair. He literally did.
He
so,
did
I mean,
for
that's,
3 months. So
that's
if
a fair
person
to point at.
If you liked his run, who knows? Maybe you can vote for Woody, but we'll see. Who knows? But again, who knows? We could do a two-man.
What if that was a match for that, or was a vote for it?
I mean,
there's your high stakes.
That could be high stakes as well, to be a GM of a brand. Or like I said, I'm not opposed to doing 2 GMs like they do on. Well, they did. They kind of don't really go with that anymore. But
well, there's 2 GMs, and then there's like the commissioners, and then we got to have Matt Zion be a constable, obviously.
This guy, oh god, yeah, but but yeah, so we'll see. There's definitely, I'm sure it will be on the horizon. So, to answer that question, but
well, I think that's all of them.
Well, guys, I enjoyed myself. I think we really didn't. We kind of did a good overall JRPL episode here for this one, which I guess as we get closer to Takeover, Brooklyn, and SummerSlam, I guess I haven't finished the cards completely yet. We'll have more matches to talk about and stuff. So,
and that's something I always pictured. Like when there's no event in between the podcast or this recording, we can talk about kind of like the developments or what's happening, or just like you said, an overall, so people know just what is up.
Yeah.
As I said last time, anybody wondering what this is, go to Jabba Radio, click on the Prediction League, pick an avatar and a name, and you can be part of all this craziness. It's a lot of fun, and you can help Bomber get towards 100, and he can help.
Oh yeah, there you go. But yeah, but
we
I had fun.
We already got a lot of new people.
We do. We're getting new people as we go, and I've never advertised yet. I have thought about doing it, but I'm also slightly afraid because I would hate to all of a sudden. Not saying it would happen and we would blow up or anything, but I would hate to like log in and see like 300 new members just for like, just throwing out. I'm like, oh, well, that's not good. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know how big it could pick up. You just never know. It could be, we could sit at 100 people and be good with that, or it could blow up even more. There's no telling. So, we'll see. Like I said, we're just getting this show started, so. And I like how we're just getting started and Buck N5 showing up. Hey, everybody, how's it going?
Literally at the end. It's great.
Right at the end.
But that said, anybody always with questions, comments, or suggestions for this show, by all means, like, let us know.
Yeah, as I said back in the day when Woody was GM, just ask Woody. I don't know. Ask Woody.
Yeah.
I was about to say, but bombard you with messages, like 100 of them, 200 of them.
No, just all Woody. Ask Woody. I don't know. My answer is I don't know. Ask Woody. I don't know. Hey, can I get on the show? I don't know. Ask Woody. Can I be a guest? I don't know. By the way, I wanted to say that because I know you do plan on having guests come on and stuff, like other members and whatnot. And hey, that's awesome. But my only requirement for you guys is you got to have a good mic. Woody's gonna fix his damn mic. He sounds okay. He's passable. But if you want to come on, I'm going to tell you that you need to get a good mic if you don't have one. I will say that.
Yeah.
But I'm down for Woody to bring anybody on that he wants as long as they have a good mic. That's my only request. So, yeah. So if you're listening and you want to be on, message Woody and have a good mic. So.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. Because no promises because I don't know what the fuck's going on yet. But
this guy. But yeah, I had fun, guys. I had fun.
Yeah, it was.
It's fun talking about this stuff. Absolutely. Testament to your prediction league, Bomber.
Hey, it's all of us together in this one,
That's the diplomatic right there. Look at that.
There you go. It's not just me here; it's everybody.
You started all this a little over a year ago, and now look what's craziness with.
I've been wanting to do this.
60-some people and all that. It's awesome. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do this for. Obviously, I've been doing it forever, but I've been wanting to do it again, and like I said, I've been doing it before, but it was on a much smaller scale. This is a much bigger scale.
And something I just kind of realized is whenever you do your recap videos,
Yes.
We're kind of horning in a little bit on that, not to do that, I realize, but it does take a little bit off your plate in that regard too.
Oh yeah, no. If we can supplement this in, I'm not saying like, oh, I don't want to have to do that anymore. But if like this can take over that, I'm fine with that. That's no.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
if you're on this able to talk about it too, so it's
and I feel like we'll be more in depth on this show because I just ramble, and if you guys, we can talk about in depth stuff, and if that's something that people like are listening, like let's just do that. Just comment in the comment section below, and we can
for sure
tell Bomber we need JRPL versus Bar Red. All right, Buck and 5. We were like happy you were here for a second. Now we're not happy you're here anymore. Get out of here. I'm kidding.
And Buck and 5 also said, I imagine how the Outsiders breakup storyline would go. Oh. You're not the only one. Yeah. I'd never want to see it. And I know even like Warden said he never wants to see it. But imagine what would happen.
Yeah.
I'd die. Is what would happen. Lee would
you two did break up.
Yeah, Lee would just destroy me. That's. I don't win that. No. Unless
I think it'd be opposite. I think he'd be the breakout star.
Oh, you think so? Oh, I'll take that.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe, or we'll never see. We'll see.
I got my idea for you, Bomber. I'll tell you later. That's people will have to wait and see.
All right. Well, anyway, you can. You know what, Woody? I'm good. Scott, if you're good, you want to sign us off?
Good.
Sign us off. This is your first sign off here. Your big sign off. Let's see what you got.
Oh, am I sign off? Oh,
this is your show, baby.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll just drop out here. This is on Twitch, Cyclops over on twitch.tv. We do stream these because it's fun to stream it live. But it is going to be recorded as well for the Jabba Radio stuff, so check that out. But it is Woody's show, so he'll get the last word, so take it away.
Yep. I will not steal your last word from you, Woody.
You stole it from me, though, you bastard, right there.
Oh, sorry.
That's how we roll. It's all good.
Well, like I said, it's fun having you guys here. It's fun having watching the little chat go by. But I can't wait to do this again because this was really fun.